Right, I do believe then we should be live, Liz. For the first time in about however many weeks, I think this is actually working.
I'm not really sure how I feel about being live. It's one thing recording these videos and them going on YouTube, but being on live is a whole new level of...
Well, thanks to my shoddy YouTube admin, we're actually using a different stream to the one that I've scheduled, so there are people waiting for it to come on. It won't come on, they need to come on to this one.
Oh gosh.
Did you say something in the chat?
I have, yeah. I haven't explained all that, but...
Could you just say it's a different stream to the one that I've scheduled, please? Thanks. Okay, so on the basis that we are live then, good evening all. Thank you very much for joining us. No special guests tonight other than this one right here.
Me.
I think when I try and do this with Zoom as well as everything else, it's just that one thing too many and it never seems to work properly. Whereas this is a few less things. It seems to be okay. So, yeah, good evening. So tonight's session, right, well it isn't a session if you don't want to do it. It is a session if you do. I'm just going to be having a steady spin. That's what you're doing?
Having a steady spin, LT1.
Got it. So we thought we'd start off by, because we haven't really caught up tonight, have we? You've come home from work, I've come straight in the garage into the session. So we haven't really caught up, have we? You had a good day?
It's been a busy day, yeah. How about you?
So busy looking after cats and chickens and stuff. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
Tough day. So what I thought we could do is use this opportunity to talk about anything and everything. So if there's something that you want to talk about, or you want to ask Liz alright, or anything really, feel free to fire away. Liz, I do have something to tell you about from my lunchtime run there today.
Go on then.
And I genuinely haven't told you. And you're going to have to restrain yourself from swearing when you find out what it is. So, when I have a lunchtime run, we have a front door that just locks, doesn't it? When you close it, it's locked. If you haven't got the key, you're stuffed, aren't you?
Yep.
I got 2/3 of the way around the run, and I had a bit of toilet problems, as I sometimes do. I found a suitable location. I always take toilet roll with me. And when I left said field, back onto the road, I started running and I heard I had my music quite quiet, thankfully. I heard a ting, 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 and it was the door key. I couldn't find it. I was 10 minutes at the side of the road looking for the front door key. I even texted you, didn't I, saying, have we got a spare key hidden anywhere?
Yeah, I wondered what that was all about actually, but I never questioned it.
Yeah, so eventually I found it. So crisis averted. I don't actually know what I'd have done in that situation because it's quite cold. It was lunchtime, I've got half a day's work left to do.
Well, I hate to tell you, you'd have been locked out because we haven't got a spare key hidden anywhere.
Anyway, well, this looks like it's working, so thank you very much all for joining. Evening Chris, evening guys. I don't really know, of the people watching the stream, are people going to be riding? Are people not? Let us know. I can see on the Zwift screen we've got 23 riders turning out. Thank you very much to those that are joining. Hope you're having a good session. I'm trying to figure out / beg Zwift to let me either put my own workouts on this or let me turn banding on without having a session built in. But my one contact at Zwift is stuck in Kona, so a bit difficult, but we'll see how we get on. But yeah, if you've got any questions or any discussion topics, please do drop them in either the Zwift chat, because you'll see that.
Yep.
Or the YouTube chat, because I've got that in front of me.
Sounds good.
Covered all bases?
Yes.
Okay. Coats off, Liz. This is getting
Oh,
intense.
the coats off.
Brilliant.
You know what?
Chris Colwell on the sofa. Good lad. Nobody gets faster if you don't recover, mate. If you're a YouTube viewer, check out Chris Colwell's channel. He's recently had a bit of a rebrand or a refresh of his YouTube direction, so feel free to check it out. I'm sure it's still going to be good. I already have. You seen his last video?
I haven't, no.
Oh,
You
sorry,
normally
Chris.
tell me. Sorry, Chris, I will watch that.
Oh dear. Who else have we got in the group right then, Liz? Matt Silk.
Matt Silk, yeah.
Came to Roth last year.
This year.
This year. Oh, this year, actually. You're right. It's only thanks to Matt that we actually went.
It is.
Wouldn't have got there without him, would we? Literally, I used his car.
Ash Turner. Good evening, Ash.
Swim coach Ash. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen swim coach after a few weeks because we're on an end of season break, aren't we?
You've extended yours a bit longer,
Right,
haven't
I'm
you?
not very happy about this. On the last, we swim on a Thursday night, 8 till 9, and we're having a 5-week break from the coach session that Ash leads. And I made a big deal in the last 2 sessions, more for my own benefit than anybody else, but I told everybody in the lane, the 3 lanes, I know we're not swimming like formally the next few weeks, but a few of us will still be coming. We'll still do some sort of session, you know, let's keep the momentum going if you want to. And it's been 3 weeks off and I haven't been since. I've had several abusive messages from James Saxby, but maybe this week, hey?
Maybe. I'll have to push you out the door.
Yeah. How are we finding the DJI mics? Chris, great question. Glad you've noticed. I'm really glad I spent 300 quid on them just to do this, but no, they've been really good. I shouldn't say how expensive things are around you, should I? It's something that I've kicked myself about on the channel quite a lot, especially when I'm doing like bike spec videos where you stood away from the camera. A lot of my stuff is GoPro, so it doesn't really matter as long as there's no wind noise. You're that close to the camera that an external mic's not really any use. But when you're doing stuff that's a bit further away from the camera, or like this sort of thing, if I was to have, so I'd have 2, if I was to have a mic somewhere in the room, we're going to sound different levels, aren't we? Mm-hmm. So this makes a bit of a difference. They're really easy to use, rechargeable, they sit in a box, but I think they're really, really good. I nearly bought the, what were the other ones, Rode mics, but you have to plug those in, and this just seems easier just to stick it in the box and the box charges it. In fact, the box is here. It's got all the little accessories in it. Like, you can't go wrong. I've got a wire to go with it as well, but that's it otherwise. Plugs it into the laptop and ready to go. I've even done some plugging into my phone recently when I'm voicing over bike races and stuff. So, yeah. Given Lucy, there's a heart in the way they rest that message, I can't see it.
Ah. Oh.
So Ian says, given our Lucy's world champs win over the weekend, when should we expect to see, and I can't see the next word, then it says in Kona. I'm going to assume it says Liz. No?
TriathlonDan.
Well,
Can't
unfortunately...
you like pull that along this way a bit?
No. Unfortunately, it's unlikely, isn't it, that we'll ever be in Kona. We've been in 2018.
Oh, here we go, it does say this.
Oh, yes, okay. Come on, Liz, when can we expect to see you in Kona?
Spectating. I'd love to go again, but yeah, like Daniel just said, we went in 2018. We were very lucky, we had 3 weeks over there. It was a fantastic experience, wasn't it? You know, going to all the breakfasts with Bob's, the lead up to the race, it was great. And
contrary to what Joe Skipper says, we did get breakfast at Breakfast with Bob, didn't we? It was at like a beachside cafe and we went. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. I don't know, I don't think we'll go anytime soon, but maybe in another 10, 15 years or I don't know.
Okay, so stay tuned, 10, 15 years, there's some Kona content coming.
Well, I don't know, it's not on the cards anytime soon, is it, put it that way?
It's not on the cards for several reasons. Firstly,
Cost.
I've never been, well, cost, yeah, but secondly, I've never been close to qualifying. And I've done now, what, I've done Wales twice, Ironman UK once.
Yeah.
And my highest position in the age group's been like 25th or something like that. So it's just not realistic. I'm not writing it off, and I know you can get lucky with a roll down, and I'd probably take a roll down, but then it's just so expensive. It's everything in life sacrifices, isn't it? And I don't think we're prepared to make the sacrifices to enable us to go there, because you can do so many other things, but maybe in later life. Absolutely loved it when we went. If
I win the lottery one day, I'll go again.
Yeah, and it's the time as well, isn't it? You work in a school and you've already had your once in a lifetime leave to come to Roth last year. So,
this year?
Oh, this year. Oh, why don't I think of the years gone? So yeah, potentially never.
Never say
never.
Yeah, never say never.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's actually a bit. I'd be less likely to go because it's split.
Yeah.
Because you like watching all the racing.
Same here. I'm so glad that we got to go when we went, because obviously then we had the pandemic, and then since then things have been very different over there. So I do feel lucky that we got to see it how it used to be.
Yeah, exactly. Did you miss that question then?
Oh, it's here. It's all right. It's here. Shall I read it?
Go for it.
So thanks, Joe. Which races are on your radars next year? None. Your turn.
You're not really planning any racing, are you?
No.
But you do like doing things with a group of people, like what you've done this year, that 100 mile sportive.
Yes.
So do you think you'll do something like that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Over the last few years, I feel like I've kind of achieved what I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
Did the marathon and, you know, a few other various things. 70.3s minus the swim, obviously, but
Yeah.
I feel like I ticked the boxes that I wanted to do, so just enjoying it now.
Yeah. You have been applying quite a lot of pressure to me, saying that you want a gravel bike, though. Is there a gravel event in mind, or is it just a
No,
stay-at-home gravel?
just
pro?
going down the flat Blackwell Trail. I need a gravel bike to be gnarly.
Yeah. Events for me, I'm not sure, and I'm genuinely not sure, because I don't know if I want to do them the full distance. And I said that this year,
Yeah.
but then end up doing Roth just through the opportunity. I'm genuinely waiting to see how the winter goes, or definitely between now and Christmas. If I've not made progress in the swim and the run, I'm not that motivated to do loads of triathlon. I'll still do some, but I think this year was exceptional in terms of the run I had of not being injured, consistent training, not being ill, and getting to do lots of events, and I just don't think that'll happen again. And I do quite like the idea of picking out 2 or 3 events and trying to, I don't know, peak more for them or something. I have the draw of bike racing. Locally to me, there's quite a few crits and road races, and I've had some success this year. I won a crit at Darley, and then I was 6th or 7th in a Masters race. I've had some good fun road racing with my mates. No results on the road, but as a team we have, and I really like that. So I'm just trying to weigh up in my mind, you know, what is reasonable, realistic for me next year. And I also want to, you know, I'm paying Chris at Pure Performance Coaching now to be my coach, so I want to involve him in it. And I feel like we need to do a couple of months of training, get to know each other a bit more before he can actually have an input into it, because some of it is performance based, but a lot of it is what makes good videos and what events do I want to do that look fun. Mm-hmm. A lot of things I look at aren't in school half terms, and if it's, for example, something abroad, I don't want to go if you can't come. If I did go and I wanted to make a video, I'd have to take my video guy, which is fine if, you know, budget allows, but then I'm basically taking Chris on holiday, not you.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I don't know what the right thing to do is.
No.
So,
but saying that, we would like to go to some different events that we've never been to before.
Yeah.
I feel like the last few years we've kind of repeated things most years, haven't we? Other than obviously Roth this year.
Yeah.
So it might be nice to try and put a couple of new events in that we've not been to.
Yeah. I'm very lucky to work with Outlaw, and a lot of their events are close to me. So it's tempting to always do the Outlaw events, and they are great events, but I think I've done Outlaw Half Nottingham 6 times now, 7 times. Like I need to do something different, I think, but I have in mind next year that I'll do the Holcombe Gravel Sprint, then maybe the Aqua Bike on the Sunday, because we can make a whole weekend of that. Mm-hmm. If I'm taking Chris the camera guy with us as well, it's more worthwhile paying his travel because he's got 2 days of recording rather than just 1. I would quite like to do Bolton 70.3, I think.
Yep.
A new event. There's some really good traffics in the north, and I just fancy a tough 70.3. The Outlaw events are good, and the courses are good for going fast. I feel like I want to do some more difficult courses that aren't necessarily like just, oh, this is solid, but like just, you know, like at Bolton, there's not going to be the groups of riders on the road that you're trying to close down. It's just going to be hard from gun to tape. So we'll see. Sound like Taylor Nib. I did enter the Norseman ballot stupidly a few weeks ago, and I didn't get a place, which is probably the right result. But you know, I like the idea of those sorts of things as well. So, but yeah, sounds good, Chris. I'll probably be at Outlaw Half Nottingham in some way, shape, or form. But I've just not locked it in yet. If the beginning of the year goes the way I think it will, and I'm hoping to go to Calpe, I think either February or May, or maybe both if I get permission slips on. What? I know, I haven't really talked about that ever. Then doing Outlaw Half Nottingham might line up just perfect. But also, there's a sprint the day before. So if I want to tune up for another race, maybe I'll do that. I don't really know.
Looks,
But there's a lot of variables in the air at the minute, isn't there?
yeah, looks like I'll be going to Kona if you're going to Calpe twice.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Chris is saying, come and do an Olympic distance near him. I haven't done an Olympic for years and I keep meaning to, but they're just not around, are they?
That would be cool though, because I do like Devon. That's it.
Yeah, not just a holiday, is it? So, yeah. Gary, the banding on Zwift, so the people on the Zwift ride, it should be from the beginning. You have to pedal straight away. But like, for example, I'm doing 190 watts and Liz is doing 100 and we're riding together, so it should be holding you together. So apologies if it isn't. I think if you miss the start, it then doesn't hold you together. But I don't know how to sort. I think if you leave the ride and come back in, it puts you back in the group. Is that Jasper Hall, JH?
I don't know.
I think it is. So I fancy any mountain bike racing. I have actually done some cross-country mountain bike racing. 2017, 2018 was it? When we lived in Norfolk. And it's all the things that I'm not. It's intense, it's technical, and it's hard. I wouldn't write it off, but I just don't have a suitable bike. Like I would race on this mountain bike. I've done a cross race on it, in fact. It's got clincher tyres, they're probably pinched flat. And
Here we go, we need another bike now.
well, I don't need, but, you know, I'd really rather like to. Nice one, Danny. Sounds good. You have to let me know how it is. I've never been. My dad's been a few times, and he says it's good. But the only thing that puts me off about that is dads aren't cool, are they? So we'll see. So Ian's asking, winter training, Zwift versus outdoors. Will I focus anaerobic sessions on Zwift and endurance outside, or will it vary? Yes, I think that's probably exactly how I'll structure it. Other than during the week, I don't want to get out when it's dark, really. Our club rides midweek. If any of the South Normanton lads are in here, they'll attest to this. It is a bit like a road race midweek, and I'm not about that in the dark in the winter and stuff. And as soon as there's risk of a frost, I'm just not risking it. The indoor training, so it's not, Zwift is great, and I use Zwift for all my indoor training. But I've also, in years gone by, just done indoor training and just followed sessions. And you can't beat it for training efficiency. Like, I'll get home from work, you can do an hour session of whatever you want, you get a real good workout, and as soon as you get off the bike, you shower, change, and you're home, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'll definitely do like Monday to Friday indoors, and then the weekends I'd hope to do outdoors if the weather's okay. If it's icy, I won't, but we'll see how we get on. Really, I've got a winter bike staring at me there that I don't really want to ride, and I don't want to trash my road bike on the road.
There is something nice though about, particularly like this time of year when the mornings start off cold, the sun's out, you're wrapped up quite warm on your bike and getting out while you can, but obviously, like you said, then you'll have safety with not going out if it's icy or anything like that.
Well, I find it hard to do longer rides indoors.
Yeah.
Just with the boredom, the mental aspect is so tough. Me too. What we have been doing, a few of the guys in my club will do the 8 AM on a Sunday morning, KISS 100Ks.
Yes.
They're about 2 hours 45.
They're really good because they always get a really good turnout, don't they?
And just because you're saying, yes lads, we're doing this ride this time, you get on the bike, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's always lots of different groups, so depending on how you ride, there's lots of different group options for them.
Exactly. Liz Paul is asking that he missed the start of the ride due to having a row with the wife. Well, he says current wife. It's quite an interesting specificity about the fact that it's not cold enough to put the central heating on. Can we settle this debate, please?
Well,
my current girlfriend's going to answer this.
Only earlier did we touch base on this, Daniel. So Daniel says, "Oh, what's that?"
Liz has had a pop-up that says that she's missed her calling as a pro cyclist. You're doing 100 watts. It's not.
I don't know. We ignore it anyway.
Shall I proceed this by me being angry at 5 o'clock this morning?
No. So you claimed that we've not had the heating on yet. It wasn't cold enough to have the heating on yet. And in my head, I was thinking, well, a couple of times now when I got up in the morning, the heating's been on. But was I going to say anything? Absolutely not, because it makes it much more bearable getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning when it's warm.
I'm like a 7:30 AM riser.
Yes. So I'm going to have to...
But I'd made a couple of comments to you that, oh, it's not actually that cold, is it? Yeah, we'll last a bit longer without the heating on, so...
Yeah, and I was not prepared to say actually it's been on because I know he'd go and mess with the heating.
I'm with you, Paul, though. I don't think it is cold enough for it. I think you just need to... I said the wrong phrase to you yesterday, didn't I? I said just put a jumper on and keep busy, Liz. And I had to duck because you were swinging for me.
Meanwhile, I was like rushing around doing jobs as per usual. But no, I have to agree with your other half, Paul. It's definitely heating weather now. Nothing better than being cosy inside.
Liz always says to me, if I slam the front door accidentally or do anything that you don't agree with, you always say to me, if you do that and break it, you'll be replacing it, and then you like leave it a second, and you always follow up with your own money, won't you? Yeah. So I said, if the heating's on, you're paying for it at your own money. So,
that's my line. You can't have my line.
Okay. Matt Silk. The big question is will we beat a bunch of bees in the team time trial tomorrow? Well, Matt, I've not been selected. I am in the team car for the South Normanton train, mainly because I don't want to keep dropping in just for the team time trials. The lads are turning up week in, week out to the Zwift Racing League, and I'd love to have done it, but there's 6 of them wanting to do it, so I'm going to be in the team car and I'm going to be providing moral support. So for those that don't know what this is, you can like do the fan view, so just watch the ride, but we're going to be on Discord as well, so I can actually tell them what to do strategy wise. I think they're going to tell me to do one quite early on, but
I think they ought to as well.
Yeah, but we tried to do that on the last one, and it is hard when you're riding hard because you cannot talk, so I'll be interested to see if I can actually be of any use to them. So yeah, Matt, they're going to give it full beans, but I thought we rode well last time. I think we only beat 2 teams out of 15.
Wow.
So, and our team averaged something like 4.4 watts per kilo, something like that. So I know. So it's just difficult, but hopefully we'll get demoted before the next season and have an easier league. There we go. Ah, dear. It's hot without a fan on, isn't it?
It's just right. I like being warm.
Ah, dear.
You can sleep in the shed if you'd rather.
Yeah. Chris, I need to get the app for the heating. There's a it's one of those Hive things, isn't it? But I've never downloaded the app. I feel like that's the key for me retaining control.
Is it not Nest?
I don't know what it is. One of those things, anyway. How's the new job going? Yeah, all good, thanks, Chris. It's just a job, isn't it? Like it's great and I love it. It's similar to what I was doing before, but it was obviously starting at a new workplace. You've got all the new people to meet. You've got all the new processes, and just settle in, haven't you? So I feel like it's been quite tough the last couple of weeks. You might find it hard to believe, but talking for me, it's quite it's quite tiring, isn't it? I mean, you're doing it all the time. So I felt like it's been a bit draining the last couple of weeks, but I'm getting into a new routine, and hopefully over the next few weeks I'll settle in and be able to feel like, like I did at the last place, where you're not like worried about, oh, what's today going to be like, what am I going to have to do? You're just more like business as usual. So, but yeah, it's all going good so far. I feel really welcome, and it's all going well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're doing really well, doing the pots and bins throughout the day as well,
I'm
aren't
pots
you?
and bins, yeah. It involves, I'm working at home a little bit more than I was in the past, so I'm absolutely taking on the house husband
You've
role.
really upped your game, yeah. Incredible.
There's not a day goes by you don't come over to the pots and bins being done. I'm doing twice some days after my lunch pots.
I know.
Steve Allen is asking, am I going to do the double brutal? Absolutely not. Those sorts of things, so I'm surrounded by people who do those sorts of things. With triple brutal, James done the single, double and triple, then obviously did the Decker. James Saxby's done the full this year. Triple brutal James's wife, Kate, has done the full duathlon, and she did the marathon this year and won it, didn't she?
Yeah.
And did she win the duathlon as well last year? I thought she did.
I can't remember now,
first or
but
second, yeah,
definitely up there, yeah.
Basically, if you say you're doing something like that, in my group of friends, it gets absolutely no respect because people have done stuff that is more extreme. And it almost makes you a little bit naive to how hard these things are, because I look at those things, I think, oh great, I'll go and do that. But I know that it is so difficult. And if I'm honest, I don't think I'm ready for that sort of thing. I can't get through a weekend day without a nap. Never mind doing a double continuous Ironman. So I'm hoping to go and watch my friend James Saxby do the double, but he's not doing the double brutal in Llanberis. He's doing the double the same week as the Deco, which is like in July. So his family can go and watch this during the school holidays. So if I can get there to watch that, then I will do. But maybe that'll inspire me. But that would then become like you'd have to focus a year on it, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Like, you can't do anything else.
No.
Or if you do, you're unlikely to do the other thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to focus on one thing.
You can't really have a year like you've had this year where you've focused on lots of things, haven't you, rather than one thing in particular.
Yeah.
Like say bike racing, loads of stuff.
Yeah. But that's only been possible because the things I've been doing lots of, you can afford to not give you full attention.
Yeah.
Whereas something like that, I think you'd be silly to not give it your full attention, and I'd end up just looking a fool not being able to do it. So
yeah.
I don't want to. Again, never say never, but not at the minute. And also, I see, the thing that puts me off things like that is how bad people's feet get on their long runs.
You're no good with feet, are you, anyway?
No. Like, they've all got like swollen toes and, black feet, and it's just, that really freaks me out. Yeah, they're cutting the toes off the trainers and stuff, and it ain't for me.
I'll never forget that time when I had to peel your socks off your feet was it after Outlaw Nottingham or was it after a run?
No, I'll tell you when it was. It was after a 20-mile race in Norfolk. Not even a marathon.
You nearly put me through the roof, didn't you?
Well, you went to pull off and you just like grazed my toes, and I didn't know they hurt at the time. I was like, ah! Oh dear, anyway. I feel like I'm doing COVID heat prep.
Yeah. Nearly halfway.
Yeah, it's flying by, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks for the questions. It really helps this sort of thing just fly by. Hope you're enjoying it. If there's anything you want to talk about, please do feel free to fire away. Do you?
Keep the questions coming.
Yeah. Got a big video going out tomorrow.
Which one's that?
Well, I don't know if you can say big video. It's not big until it's happened, is it? It's that guy we rode with at the weekend.
Oh, that guy?
That guy.
That will be good.
We went for a ride at the weekend. We're very lucky to be invited out with the Hoop crew, weren't we?
Yes.
And of course, Hoop sponsors some great athletes, and some of them were there.
Yes, there was a few of them, there wasn't just one.
And I made a nuisance of myself as much as possible. And we got a little interview with Lucy Byram, who was 4th at PTO US Open this year, and Alex Yee. And I asked Alex Yee what his VO2 max is, because he did a test this week. And do you know what he said?
Can't tell you.
Don't tell me. So I tried guys for the for the big video title, but fortunately it was a no-go.
Not that good mates yet, are
No, not just yet. Chris Cole says, what's for tea, Liz?
What's for tea? Well, I've already had mine. I was hungry when I came home from work, so it's tofu fajitas tonight. Yeah. So Daniel's got his ready on the side.
Yeah. Mike's asking, do I pay much attention to diet? This is difficult for me, to be honest, because the answer is yes, but I'm always thinking about it. But if I'm honest, the last 4 or 5 weeks have been some of the worst diet like I've had for years, really, isn't it? And it's honestly, I'm not talking about it as if like it's funny or as if, oh, it doesn't matter, because it does. I find that I'm a bit all or nothing with everything in life, and when training doesn't go well, I find it really hard to focus on the other areas, so diet, sleep, stretching, all these other things. And I've had a little hip niggle over the last few weeks, and it's really like put me back, but it's put me back because I've then been eating rubbish, And a day or two is not bad, but it's been a few weeks. And
Yeah.
if I'm honest, today is, and I've had this for the last 2 or 3 weeks, day one. But today is day one, and I'm really, I'm giving it all I can. But it's something I've struggled with throughout my life. I think I'll always struggle with, but I've got to give it everything I can. The things I've changed now is, well, I'm hoping to go away with a couple of friends in February. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. But I don't work well when I've got a deadline that's miles away.
Yeah.
So if you say to me now, oh, you've got Outlaw Half Nottingham in May, I'll think, great, ages away. I'll not bother. I'll look at it after Christmas. So I almost need something in the calendar. And going away cycling in a hilly area with a couple of good riders is enough for me to be a bit more panicky, I think. I don't need to go on some crash diet, I just need to stop making poor decisions, but it's difficult, and I'm guessing if you're asking that question, maybe you've struggled with that in the past as well. Does it affect the training? Yeah, absolutely, because if you're not fueling right, then like sometimes if I'm snacking and eating rubbish in the afternoon, I won't have a proper evening meal. That's no fault of like yours or whatever. It'll be like, oh,
Well, you refuse to have it sometimes.
yeah, something like that. So it's difficult, but
and I know we laugh and joke about the whole Pepsi cherry drinking habits, but genuinely, it is a concerning
it is, isn't it?
habit that you've got because of the vast amount that you consume.
Yeah. The last week has been, I had 3 or 4 days where I didn't have any, but then I had a lot one day. Like today I've not had any.
No.
But it's like I don't know, I think those things are a bit of an addiction.
Yeah.
Like, more of a habit than an addiction, maybe the same thing, I don't know. But I think with my working routine is different now, so I'm not going past the shop every morning.
Yeah.
I'll call in the shop, so I'm hoping to have broken that with that.
And it's things as well like if there's nicer treats in the cupboards, you can't just have one. No. And like, I'm absolutely not perfect, and I know in the last year I've put on a fair bit of weight compared to where I was at, but I think now we've both realised that it'll spiral down if we don't do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's something I want to document on the channel.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, so the last 4 or 5 weeks, I'm getting a bit deep, but I've done like a little clip in my boxers first thing on a Monday morning to try and start some sort of, this is me on like a 12-week eat healthy thing, and this is how my body's changed or how I felt, and I've just had to redo that first clip like 5 times now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it again for the first time, but
like you say, it's not about us being really strict and making huge changes. It's just monitoring, how much of the nicer treats that we are having, limiting those, and trying to continue to eat healthy meals and exercise like we do try and do anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. So Chris Cole was saying he's a similar height and weight to me. You've got a bit more power though, Chris. How did I genuinely feel when I was at my lightest compared to now? Did I perform better, and was it worth it? So I was at my lightest when I was also at my fittest, and I don't think those two things go hand in hand, because you can be lighter and not as fit, and heavier and fitter. So an example of that is 2019, I was at my, on paper, fittest, and I did power to weight, training volume, outright running pace times, all those things, and I did Nottingham half Outlaw in 4:39. This year I was 79 kilos then. This year I was about 90, and I did it 10 minutes faster, and the bike was only 5 minutes of that. The swim was the same or very similar. I was faster on the run. So you can be fitter when you're heavier. When I was at my lightest, I was burning the candle at several ends. I want to do a video about this. I've really wanted to for so long, but with a journey video, I feel like you've got to be at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got to be, oh, this is the journey
But
I went
when will
on.
you ever be at the
Well,
end
I don't know,
of
that's
that
the
journey?
thing, yeah. So when I was at my lightest, 79 kilos, but I was burning the candle at lots of ends. I was working full time, training for triathlon, retained firefighter, I think was the big thing.
Yeah.
Just through skipping meals because I was getting called out, or
Well, not just that, just the work that came with that.
the physical nature of it as well was quite intense, and even just like the drill night, Tuesday night we'd be doing, you know, running ladders or hose or
and
whatever.
sweating and
Yeah. And so I feel like my healthiest was early 2020. I was about 82, 83, and I was on the cusp of a 5 watt per kilo threshold. I haven't got as many watts now as I had then. So my raw power has gone down, and I'm heavier, which is like a double-edged sword. But when I worked with Sam at Total Endurance Nutrition, he was talking to me about how your muscle makeup changes when you're heavier. When you have a higher percentage of body fat, it's basically, I'm probably getting this completely wrong, but the dumbed down version was, you can be stronger when you're leaner, and when you're heavier, it's actually harder to be outright stronger. So I'm definitely going to give it full attention this winter and get back. So I think now I'm like 95 kilos, but I was down to like 89 in the summer. So I know I can be there. If I can get to mid 80s, I'll be happy. It's just, you know what you feel like when you look at yourself and you're happy or you're not happy. And I know I'm not happy, but it's hard, isn't it? It's difficult.
yeah.
So yeah, that's
Well, yeah, it's easier to put the weight on than it is to get it off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Miles easier.
Yeah, I know. I'm not obsessed about it, but
No.
like some of the bike racing stuff I've done this year, when I'm riding next to people who are doing 100 watts less than me, and they're a similar height to me, and either I'm getting dropped or they're pulling away, like it's just maths, isn't
Yeah.
it? But I know that in triathlon it doesn't matter as much.
No, you're not obsessed about it, but it is something that plays on your mind.
Yeah, of course it is.
You know, you don't want to just portray and think, well, everything's hunky-dory, because everyone has these problems that they have going on, and I think this is majorly one of yours, isn't it?
Even little things like, so Saturday on this ride, it was the day of Kona, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You put on your jersey from the Ironman World Champs that we bought in 2018. I can't fit mine. So I'm like, okay, I'll wear something else. I laugh it off, but actually
Well,
that does get to me.
I could only just get in mine. Mine
you
was
really-
like
you should zip
bursting
it
at the
up.
seams.
So,
Anyway, enough about that.
Paul's missus put the heating on,
Oh, good on her.
but she's turned the radiator off in his room because that's what he wants.
Brilliant. That sounds like a good deal to me.
Dean Easton, what's your new job, Dean? You know I'm a taxi driver. Dean sold me his taxi. Same sort of thing as I did before. I work in HR, still within sport, but I'm trying to not blurb about it on the internet because I want to try and keep a level of privacy in my own life, but also it's not that interesting. So genuinely won't be interested. So still working in HR, still with people, something I'm passionate about. I've worked in HR for about 10 years, so I've half got an idea of what's involved. And yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Matt Silks has put down the Percy pigs, and Connie and Colin.
We consumed a lot of them in the car
It
tour.
was a long road trip, though, wasn't it? To be
It
fair.
was. We needed them.
Matt's still hoovering the sugar out of his back seats.
I think Matt needed something a bit stiffer putting up with us. You did well, Matt.
You did very
We're
well.
not easy.
I asked him if he wanted to do Roth again, and he said, yeah, but not with you.
Can't blame him really.
Not you, I meant me.
I know what you meant.
Mike, do I struggle to get YouTube videos out every day? Now, how long have we got left? 20 minutes. I don't know if that's long enough for me to talk about YouTube, because I take a lot of time, don't I, Liz?
Yes.
Do I struggle? Yes, is the honest answer. But like today, I'm about my 6 days ahead, 7 days ahead. I've got videos edited and scheduled up until next Sunday. And I'll continue to record videos this week. What I tend to do now is, I don't know if it's the official term is this or not, but I do a lot of batching. So at a weekend, I'll record 4, 5, 6 videos and edit them, and then I'll have them in the bank. Because there are some days in the week where, like today, I've worked all day, I've done this session tonight, I'm hoping to go for a swim after this, maybe. I'll go home and go to bed. I don't want to be editing a video. But what I have got time to do is pick the camera up and still make a video today, like record it. So I can edit that either later in the week, like on a Thursday. I'd normally not do anything before going swimming. So I'd have a couple of hours after work to edit a couple of videos, and that sort of keeps me up to date. And that's kept my sanity in check. And I've also started thinking a bit more about, making more videos from the same thing. So like, for example, at the weekend, I thought, well, if Alex Yee's going to give me 5 or 10 minutes, I'm better making a separate video for that. because it'll do better because it's exactly what it's about on the tin, but then I'll also be able to make a vlog from the ride and then a video with Alex, but it didn't happen like that in the end, but I've got to think a bit more about that. But you have to draw a balance between like quality and quantity. I still believe that quantity does trump quality, but there are some days where I'll record a video and not put it out because I just think, no, that's like on a day where I'll just do an hour zone 2 on the bike. It's really hard to make up, not make up because you never make anything up, but like try and think creatively about how you can make that video, you know, what somebody wants to watch. I want people to think that they get some value from it and enjoy it, and sometimes I think if I can't do that, then I'm not going to put it out, and that's what I'll try and keep challenging myself with.
And sometimes we think if I can't do that, it'll have to be cats and chickens.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, it is a challenge, but I think that if you want anything to succeed, you've got to work at it. And there are lots of talented people out there, athletically, creatively, loads of people on YouTube, and a rising tide raises all ships. But I want to give it my best shot at outworking everyone, because I want to be, you know, up there in terms of triathlon YouTube. So that's the plan. And I think it's more tough when I try and involve more of the life stuff, because you have to decide what you do and don't want to share. And I know, Liz, you bring so much to the videos, like you make them funny, or it shows the home life a bit. But some days you really don't want to be on a video, isn't there?
I know, some days you have to like persuade me, don't you?
Yeah, so yeah.
It is hard though sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like when you try and get me when I'm in my pyjamas, or I've got a big spot on my chin and you're putting the camera in my face, and yeah. But
I always think, well, it can't be that hard because I'm doing it. So yeah, if it's properly difficult, the cat's locked out, isn't he?
Yeah, Rupert, you're locked out. Sorry, bud.
It's a shame.
You have to listen to us talking a bit longer.
So Ian says, the sessions are helping motivation. Thank you very much, Ian. I'm glad they are. What am I aiming to get from these sessions? Firstly, motivation. So I did a workout before this ride, and it was 6 times 3 minutes. I don't know, whatever. And after the first one, my legs were screaming, and I thought, oh, this is difficult. But I half expected somebody to ask me about training on this ride. So I know I can't sack it off, because then I'd have to sit here and say, oh, I missed a session earlier today. So that motivates me right away. It's a good hour of extra aerobic volume. And also, I put videos out and people comment them and watch them, and I'm really grateful for that. So people find some motivation from this, and they get on the bike when they otherwise wouldn't have, or they just engage with me and engage in some conversation and they enjoy it. Like, that ticks the box for me. Like, I really want to be able to you know, try and motivate others. And I think it's a really good way for me to connect with the people that watch the videos, because I know not everybody comments. I know a lot of people, when they watch these videos, they're doing this on a turbo, or they're cooking tea, or they're doing stuff around the house. Like, I know it's not always easy to really engage, and I think it's a really good way for us to do this. I've benefited from this sort of thing in the past, so I know other people as well.
Yeah. And just a nice community thing as well. It's nice that we all have the same interests, even if you don't all do triathlon, you do, you know, cycling or something. It's just nice to be a bit of a community and share the journeys. I'll
be absolutely upfront as well that there are a few companies or brands that I would love to work with, and Zwift is one of them. So why wouldn't I spend some time trying to display the great community that we've got and just see if that leads anywhere? It's not my number one objective, but like, you know, I've just left working for British Triathlon. I know they're starting a Zwift club, and I've been involved in that, and it sounds like it's going to be great. I see it as like a personal challenge to like, okay, I'm going to do mine and see how British Triathlon goes. Yeah. And like, you know, I still talk to people there and stuff, so like, you know, how many members have you got? What rides are you doing? All this sort of stuff. So I just really want to give it attention, because other than people having to pay to join Zwift if they haven't already, there's no barrier if people have already got the setup. And even if they haven't got that, if you're just training indoors on an old school turbo with a Garmin or with nothing, you can still watch the live stream and still be part of it. So I like things that don't have any barriers in between. I know there's a big barrier of smart turbos and laptops and computers and all those sorts of things, but I'm trying to think about how I can involve as many people as possible. That people turning up on the Zwift ride like almost gives this a purpose, doesn't it? You feel more like this isn't just all sat down doing a Q&A, is it? It's like we're or having a workout.
And also, if you haven't got the Zwift, you can still join in
Yeah.
because of the live stream, but you can be on any online site or just pedaling. You don't have to be on any program recording it, do you?
Exactly. So.
But you can still watch and be a part of it.
So yeah.
Just a shame we couldn't get it working with other people.
I've not written that off because I've seen others do it, and annoyingly, I've had a couple of really cool people say yes.
I know.
So I don't want to write it off.
No.
But I also don't just want to make it about getting big names to come and do this sort of thing, because I know it's cool anyway. So more on that another day, but I'm going to work on testing it and getting it set up properly.
Yes.
And seeing things like that, so Ian and Gary saying you'd be sat on the sofa if this wasn't on, that just makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it?
Well, can I just say, I had a 15-minute power nap earlier because I'm shattered this week, and I absolutely would have had an hour's nap if I didn't have to get up and get on here. So thanks very much, everyone.
Lee's just discovered that he's been paying for Zwift twice and they're refunding him £65.
Oh. Nice. What are you going to buy with that then, Lee?
Well, he's going to be in the money actually, because I said to him if any of these bike racing videos that he's commentated goes viral, we'll split the ad revenue 70-30.
No pressure.
So Lee, get ready. You'll not be shopping at Aldi anymore, mate.
Waitrose, here you come.
Exactly.
Rupert's still trying to get in the locked cat flap.
The cat flap's locked because the kitten runs at the cat flap, and I grabbed him the other day halfway out of it. The thing is 10 weeks old, it can't be running around the garden.
Absolutely not.
So now you can't get in it because
In fact, I think he's on the other side of it. I can hear him.
Oh God.
Not long road, 14 minutes,
Yeah.
and I'll let you in.
So if anybody's got anything else to talk about, feel free to fire away. I feel like we can't not talk about Kona, can we?
Well, actually, Joe has said more Kona reactions.
Kona reaction.
Oh.
Well, neither of us made the finish, unfortunately, because we went to bed. But
No, but I woke up for a wee in the early hours, and the first thing I did before I went to the toilet is I went on Instagram to check who had crossed that line. And I'm not joking, I could have actually started crying when I knew it was Lucy, because I was just so buzzing for her. Obviously she's, come second place so many times.
4 times.
So to absolutely lead from the cannon
Yeah.
is just incredible, and I'm so glad it all sort of worked out for her on the day. And she absolutely just smashed it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Everything about her race was literally just perfect.
You'd gone to the toilet and you shouted something like, "She's done it." I'm like, what? Like, well done, Liz, you've used your grown-up toilet, good stuff.
No, genuinely so buzzing for her, so well deserved.
I think the performance was great, but the YouTuber inside of me,
Yes.
the day before Kona, she put out a video. I know her sister Holly works on for her, doesn't she? As like a content creator, and it just documented from like 100 days out, leading up to Kona, and some of the things in that video. Lucy's saying things like that. I want to win. I've come second 4 times, and she put that out before the day.
Yes.
Well, that's a big call to make, isn't it? And I thought the video was mint, and it's doing really well. I think it's on nearly 100,000 views. And it's really good to see. There's good performances, good content.
Yeah.
Get the results. So.
And it just highlights as well that is years and years of hard work.
Yeah.
That's not just you've turned up to a race and it's gone well on the day. Like she has worked hard for years and years, and finally she's got the result for it.
I particularly liked in some of the pre-race stuff. It couldn't have been Breakfast with Bob actually. She was saying, I might just play things a bit differently this year. Perhaps save some energy on the swim and sit in if there's going to be a big league group. Just sit in that group rather than trying to get away solo. And I wonder if she's just completely making that up, because she just went for it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't go for it, it just happened by accident, but she was away early doors in the swim, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing, yeah. That'll go down in history.
Yeah, what's course record, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although when we went in 2018 and Patrick Lange beat the men's course record, I said to you, that'll stand for years now, and who's going to beat that? And we've been there when it's been made, and Frodeno beat it the next year. Damn it.
No, it does seem like these athletes are getting stronger and stronger every year, don't they? And all the newbies that are coming into it as well.
Yeah.
It is
Some of the,
it is just next level.
you don't realise as well, I don't realise as well, like the performances just to get into the top 10 or top 15, you've got to be so good. Good work though, gang. 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Good riding.
What's being said over there? I can't read it from here.
Have you missed anything your end?
Nope. We've done all on mine.
Good stuff. Anything else, feel free to fire away. 10 minutes remaining. I've got loads more chat left in me, I know that.
You never shut up.
You've had a proper warning from Zwift saying that you're putting out world
I
tour
know,
numbers.
maybe I'm a pro then. Maybe I just don't realise it myself yet. What are the chances of you going swimming later then?
Pretty strong.
Yeah?
What one's now? 10 to 8.
Yep.
I know you've kindly done for years.
Yeah, just got to reheat them.
Yeah.
That'll be a 5-minute job.
And Matt Waterfield, who's on this ride now, has messaged me about swimming Thursday.
Oh yes.
And I initially batted it away because I said, don't make any plans for me because, you know, I might not turn up. And then he just said something like, oh, I probably won't go either. And I thought, no, we both need a kick up the backside. I said, see you Thursday. And now because I'm going to meet him Thursday, I'm definitely swimming tonight.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it, how that just affects you so much. Awesome. Sweaty. Chris saying hats off going swimming at this time. It's not, mate. It's I've set the alarm the last like 5 Mondays.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sick of actually hearing his alarm go off on a Monday morning. You can guarantee within 2 seconds it's turned off and he never moves out of that bed.
Ian's asking, have I got a new work running group? Do they know I'm a YouTuber and I end up on Runch at some point? So, yeah, they know all that. And a couple of runners that I've met there are very good. So I don't know if I'll make the Runch group. And I'm working at home quite a bit more now, so when we're in the office, it's more focused and it's busier diary-wise, whereas where I was before, we're in the office more, which means you can manage your diary a bit easier. So I think my training will be structured more around, I can run at lunch when I'm at home, and it's just simple things like, this could be a bit gross, but when I like today, run at lunch, and I'm riding tonight, well, I'm not going to shower after the run, am I? So, whereas if I was at work, I would do. So it just takes less time, so I'm going to structure my training like that, but never say never. You know, I'll always try and get some characters on the on the runches. And I'm not actually based too far away from where I used to work, so it's quite likely I'll still be running with Mark.
Yeah.
In fact, we're on about running this week, depending if he's in or not. So.
Well, you're going to go back to your Tesco loop?
Something like that, yeah.
Or you're going to get a new loop now?
I'm going to make it up to 183.
Yeah.
So, Dean's asking what races or events have I signed up for. Dean, absolutely none, mate. Nothing at all next year so far. It's a combination of not being entirely sure, but also with events not selling out, there's not really as much pressure to enter, and that's difficult for event organisers, because I know that event organisers are struggling because cash flow is obviously a problem for a lot of people, organisers and individuals. And it doesn't give you much confidence if you're not seeing many entries in. So I'd love to support event organisers and enter early, but other than that, there's not really much motivation to do so, is there?
No.
So
we've been throwing ideas around, haven't we, for how it's going to map out, but
I'd like at Christmas to have a rough idea what my year's going to look like.
Well, it just helps you with your training and everything else, doesn't it, to kind of have a bit of an idea.
Yeah, it almost doesn't make a difference now. Like if I was doing full or halves or whatever next year, I'm still going to be doing the same training now because I'm focusing on the bike racing, bike-wise. So we'll see. Keep saying we'll see, which is going to be tail of interviews, I know. But genuinely, we will see.
It's a good line.
Yeah. 5 minutes to go, good work. I can see some people are doing the session as well. I did try and pick this one as more being like, more tri-specific.
Well, it does look quite a nice session actually.
Last week's was like sprints.
Not any red, whereas the previous weeks you've been in red for a lot of it.
Yeah.
This looks nice.
Well, you've been DQ'd anyway, so.
DQ'd?
Yes, Driftwood banned you.
I know.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, you're doing some video content in the next couple of weeks, aren't you?
Oh yes.
I've signed you up to it without your consent, but
What am I doing?
picking it up next Saturday.
Oh yeah, gravel content.
We're
Gnarly.
borrowing a couple of gravel bikes, and Liz is going to step into gravel for a couple of weeks,
I've
aren't
got
you?
2 weeks off for half term. I've got 4 days left at work, then 2 weeks off. So hoping to get some decent weather and get out on the trails.
Yeah.
Won't be anything crazy.
I've wanted to, for a while, you've probably seen on the channel, I've been doing some bike spec videos and first impression videos, but I can't keep buying new bikes, so I've been trying to get hold of, you know, bikes from brands, not to be sponsored or anything, but just like, you know, can I borrow a bike for a couple of weeks? So I can get better at doing those sorts of videos and also put out a different style of content. And to be honest, I've had a lot of knockbacks, but finally, one kind brand has come through. There's going to lend us a couple of bikes for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and for someone like me who hasn't currently got a gravel bike, it'll help me decide if that is something that I want to get or not. So I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, I love this time of year with the autumn, with the leaves turning. So getting out on the trails, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Ian's asking, any cycling holidays planned in 2024? Tentatively, yes. Obviously, there's only so much annual leave I've got, and I feel bad going away without Liz, but not that bad. So
Not bad enough to not go, we'll just say.
yeah, like I might mention it once or twice. And I wish you were here, yeah, I think I'm going to try and get away earlier in the year, maybe like February. I think, but if not, we might try and go away in May.
Yeah, obviously you're going to hopefully trial out Calpe.
Yeah.
We can't beat Palenza.
Oh, we love it, don't we?
Yeah, so yeah, hopefully. Bit of sun.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're nearing the end, so thank you very much all for joining. Over the next couple of weeks, I had a couple of people planned in who, well, Will Cowan did join last week, but obviously we let him
I know,
down.
he tried, bless him.
So I'm hoping I can get the tech sorted, he'll join. Andrew Horswell-Turner's also said yes. And I've also had a couple of other, like, names that you will definitely know say yes. So I'm going to see how, if I get the tech sorted for like Will and Andy, then we'll build upon that. But I quite like doing it just us two. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it.
Hopefully you can get James on at some point
Oh,
as well, aren't
Triple
you?
James as well, yeah.
Yeah. He lives really close by, so he can just come over
He'll come
here,
here,
can't
yeah.
he?
I mean, I'm not sure he knows that yet, but you know, he'll do.
His name's on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, Ian, Liz would love to come, but term time is difficult. And when
Yeah, I'm limited to
when
school holidays.
when you don't want to go away when you've only got 1 week off, do you?
No,
Because you don't
not
want to be
always.
away for the whole time that you're off. You quite like getting on top of stuff at home and feeling like you're just having some rest. Whereas
Yeah.
going on a cycling trip isn't always rest, is it?
No,
So yeah,
no.
we'll see.
Yeah. Again, we will see.
We'll see. You're all right. Well, it's true. We will see. Oh dear. Whew, been a good night training for me, that. 2 hours on the bike.
Yeah.
Thank you very much all for turning out. Really appreciate it. We'll be the same time next week. I'll set the ride up. Getting a good number out on Zwift is really good for motivating both ourselves and people who join. So if you can, feel free to do so. I'll leave the late join on, so you can join for up to half an hour after the ride starts. Banding is on. You don't have to do the session. Is that all the Zwifty sort of stuff?
I think so. 30 seconds to go, so well done to those that have done the ride tonight. Even if you're like me, you've just turned your legs over, you've got on your bike and done it.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, we'll see some of you very soon.
Yeah.
I don't know how you end these. Do you just like say bye and like it?
Yeah,
It's a bit
we'll
different
just
to a
say
video, isn't it?
we'll just say bye and then cut it off.
Okay, thank you very much. See you all later.
Thank you, bye.